Tame Little Fox presents The Lost City Prince. Based on Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's novel, The Little Prince. Episode 4. This episode contains references to misuse of medication. Listener discretion advised.
Whoa, what is happening?
Well, it looks like it might be an accident. Shit, we're gonna be late.
I hope nobody's hurt.
Yeah, me too. Hope nobody's hurt and we can get to work on time. Please, please, let us get to work on time. What is that thing? Is that why we're stuck in traffic?
Cool, is that a car? Look at all the speakers. It has a keyboard and horns. Why aren't we driving that?
Looks more like a garbage can than a vehicle. Well, at least we're about to pass it. Maybe we'll get to work on time after all.
Good morrow, my subjects!
It's the king! Good day, sire!
Edward! My confounded magnificent mobile machine has broken down.
Oh, do you need help?
Edward, we don't have time to help.
I don't need your help, subject. It is you who needs my help. My machines are hard at work repairing the damage to my vehicle. Okay, have you figured out how to use the modulator yet?
No, we haven't. We're not worried, though. We know it'll happen when the time is right.
Wrong, lad. The time is coming, and it is you who must be right and ready.
Yeah, I'm working on it here. Edward, we have to go.
Wait, sir, how are we supposed to figure out how to activate the modulator?
You will find the answer from another.
We're leaving.
Why can't you just tell us who?
I would, but now you're leaving.
I'm sorry, Edward, but we do not have time for this right now.
Whoa, you're 5 minutes late, Angelo. That's 5 potential phone calls you could have made. That's 5 potential stars you could have sold.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Traffic was terrible today.
Traffic is traffic every day, sweetie. It's no excuse.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Ugh. 300, 600 million, 700, 400, 600.
She's gonna give herself another heart attack.
Okay, look. I can't lose this job right now. I really need to focus and get some work done, okay?
Right. I believe in you. I'll be out of your way. I believe I have some business of my own to tend to.
Just low profile. Okay, Edward?
You got it. Hello.
Too close?
Right. Sorry.
Shouldn't you be getting work done?
I can't help myself. I need to talk more about this taming business. It still doesn't make sense to me.
You do seem to have trouble understanding boundaries.
Right. Like those. People want so much space. Where I'm from is very small, and I forget there's so much room here.
Where are you from?
Space!
I see.
That's it? No other questions?
No, it makes sense. Where'd you get those?
These? They were given to me to prevent a great loss.
Someone gave those to you? Those are hand-tuned electro-amplified beat sticks. I've seen blueprints for these, but never a functional model.
I don't know what you just said, but listen to what they can do!
Whoa, that's a bop. The dog will bite and bees will sting to protect themselves from everything. A bear will scratch, a child will shout. This world can be hurtful and tire you out. Tame me, promise me safety. Take me as I'll be, and our friendship will grow just like an old oak tree. Life is easier alone, with no one to hold you back or sit on
on your throne. And when someone sees you with their whole heart, a friendship can blossom like a true work of art. Take my hand, promise me safety. Take me as I wish, and our friendship will grow just like an old oak tree.
But what's the purpose of taming anyone?
The meaning is up to you.
And there's no real point if I'm just making it up.
A thing isn't created with meaning waiting to be discovered. We give meaning to things and they become important to us.
Like my sunsets.
Are sunsets important to you?
Without a doubt, they are.
Why is that?
They're beautiful, and sometimes when you're sad, they can be wonderful to have.
Then yeah, I guess you've tamed the sunset. That is so badass.
My scarf has meaning because Rose would wear it to keep her warm.
Rose, is this someone who's tamed you?
I think so.
Where are they now?
I don't know.
You've let go of someone who's tamed you?
I didn't want to.
Have you ever thought about trying to find them?
I wouldn't know where to start.
Start by asking from your heart.
I feel a sudden impulse to ask you something.
Shoot, Captain.
Have you ever tamed someone?
Too close.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm still licking some wounds. Oh, speaking of roses, did you know the Universal Flower Festival is happening this week?
A flower festival?
Yeah, and everyone goes.
Everyone?
It's the world's only international flower festival. Everyone from everywhere goes. We should check it out.
That would be amazing!
Rock and roll. Thanks for listening. You seem like the understanding type. I think we could be friends.
I would love that. I don't have many friends. But I also don't have much time.
The only things you learn are the things you tame. People don't have time to learn anything, so they buy things ready-made in stores. But there are no stores where you can buy friends, so people no longer have friends. If you want a friend, tame me.
What do I have to do?
Be patient and don't say anything. Language is the source of misunderstandings.
What's that?
Snoot. That's my awful medicine. Knight, retrieve my pills.
What do they do?
They make me sick. Well, they're supposed to lower my immune system to activate the virus, which lies dormant in my blood so that it can be isolated and exterminated. That's what my doctors say. Mostly, they just make me sick.
It sounds like there's a sleeping dragon inside you.
Sure. In this case, we're burning the sleeping dragon's forest to wake it up.
Why don't they just let it sleep?
If it grows to full size, it'll wake up and destroy me.
Oh, that's a good reason. Isn't there something else they could do?
You know, I've never thought to ask. I don't think my doctors have even thought to consider a less invasive, life-threatening way to treat my illness.
Well, you should tell them.
Edward, your consistent failure to recognize sarcasm will forever be an amusement to me.
Oh.
It's just the way that it is. Hopefully it will work, and someday I won't have to take them anymore.
I wish I could take them for you.
No, you don't. It's dangerous to be taking as many as I have to take.
I don't care. I'd take them all if it meant you didn't have to.
You make a great knight, Edward, but that's not how it works.
I'm a terrible knight. I can't protect you from a sleeping dragon. That should be the easiest thing for a knight to do.
Well, it's not a real dragon, and you're not a real knight.
I know.
I'm sorry, Edward, but there are times when you can't fix everything.
I don't like this helpless feeling. I can't just continue on normally knowing you're going through all this pain.
Then don't make this about you. go on normally for me, because when it's just you and me hanging out, I forget about the sleeping dragon.
Okay.
Thank you. Shoot, lunch is almost over. Knight, please stand guard over my things while I visit the lavatory.
Yeah.
Thank you, Edward. Cheer up. Your services are greatly appreciated.
Yes, that is correct. It's really that they're more of a gas, so you will not be able to actually go to the star.
Alfonso!
Yes, we can do that. Just 1 second. Yes, ma'am?
Didn't you say you're bringing your cousin in today? I assigned him a desk that I haven't seen him at all day.
Desk? I'm sure he's just on a break or something.
This is sensational!
I know, right? It's sick. So then, okay, go back to the top. You can come in a little quicker.
Okay, I'll just come in like right at the top, right?
Yeah, just right at the top, right away.
Something.
Oh, Cat, back to work. Sam, my office, now. 8,027,416. Freddie! Please come in, sit down.
Oh, I don't think I'm who you were expecting. I'm Edward.
Yes, of course you're who I was expecting. You're here, aren't you? Have I not asked you to take a seat?
Well, you invited Freddy.
Whatever you're trying to say, I don't have time for. Please, sit down.
Okay.
Are you a gambling man?
Gambling?
Cards, slots, dice, ponies?
Sure, cards and dice sound fun.
Have you ever lost something you couldn't afford to lose?
I don't know.
Do you know what it means to be in someone's debt?
I know what it means, but I don't recall myself being in anyone's debt.
Wrong.
How's that?
You are contractually employed while on the premise of this building by me. This means I am giving you something very precious to me in exchange for something of very little use or value to you.
What's that?
Your time and effort.
And what do I get?
Money, of course. A paycheck. Continued employment and stability here in a dark and uncertain world.
It doesn't seem so bad out there.
Maybe you haven't seen all that I've seen. You're blinded by your youth and naivete.
What have you seen?
This is a dog-eat-dog world, Stanley. You either get eaten or you start eating.
Ew, gross.
Indeed. So while you have been loitering about the offices and wasting time with questions and nonsense, you've racked up quite a debt to me.
But I don't need your money.
It doesn't matter if you need it or not. You do it because you are contractually obligated. It says so on the signs clearly posted everywhere throughout the building.
I didn't see any signs.
It's still illegal to run a stop sign you don't see.
Oh, okay. Well, what do I do?
Overtime. And I'm counting, sweetie.
What is it you're always counting?
I'm the boss. I count everything. Employees, hours, dollars, those things that sometimes you see in the sky.
Flies?
No, those shiny things.
Bees!
No, those golden things that make lazy people daydream. And I'm busy, so I don't have time for daydreaming. Now, this meeting is concluded. You get back to work before I fire you.
Oh, you mean the stars?
Yes! Those stars.
Is that what you were counting the other day? What do you do with 500 million stars?
501,622,731. I'm busy, and I'm accurate.
What do you do with all those stars?
What do I do with them?
Yeah.
Nothing. I own them.
You own the stars?
Yes.
But I've already seen a king who...
Ugh, kings don't own. They command. It's very different.
Oh. Well, how can someone own the stars?
Who do they belong to?
I don't know. To nobody.
Then they belong to me, because I thought of it first.
That's all it takes?
Of course. When you find $1 on the ground, it's yours. When you're the first person to have an idea, you patent it and it's yours. Now I own the stars since no one before me ever thought of owning them.
That's true, I guess. But you can spend $1 and you can create an idea. What do you do with the stars?
I count them. Then I hire others to sell people the great opportunity of naming them. Then I count them again and put them in the bank.
How do you put them in a bank?
I write the number on a slip of paper and then I lock the slip of paper in a safe with papers full of numbers of things I own.
They're all just numbers on paper. That's all?
That's enough.
I own a sheep myself, who I feed every day. I own 3 volcanoes, which I rake out every week. I even rake out the extinct one. You never know. So it's of some use to my volcanoes, and it's useful to my sheep that I own them. But you're not useful to the stars.
Not useful? I'll tell you about being useful. I was useful to someone for 10 years until one day they no longer had use for me, and I became temporarily useless. When you're useful, you get used until you're empty and have nothing left. Now get out there and either make yourself useful or get out of my building.
If a sheep eats bushes, does it eat roses too?
A sheep eats whatever it finds. Edward, I told you to keep a low profile. What did you say to my boss? Look at her, she's pissed.
Even roses that have thorns?
What?
Sheep. They'll eat a rose even if it has thorns?
Yes, every rose has its thorns.
Then what good are thorns?
Ah! Thorns aren't good for anything. They're just a rose's way of being mean.
I don't believe you. Rose is scared and hurt. She believes her thorns make her frightening. She reassures herself whatever way she can. And you think that she...
No, I don't think anything! I just said whatever came into my head. Look, I've tried to be patient and understanding with you, Edward, but if I don't get this work done, I'm gonna get fired, and then I can't pay rent, and I'll be homeless, and I'll go crazy in the streets. It's nice and fun to be playing games all the time, but at some point, you need to stop being a child and grow up. I'm busy, and it's important I get this done.
It's important? You talk just like all the other grown-ups. You confuse everything. You've got it all mixed up. You sound like your boss. She's never smelled a flower. She's never looked at a star. She's never loved anyone. She's never done anything except add up numbers, and all day long she says over and over, "I'm a serious person," and that puffs her up with pride. But she's not a person at all. She's a mushroom.
A what?
A mushroom. You fill your life with empty things that have no meaning. You don't do what you love, but instead do what you're told will bring you money and success. You trade your chance at happiness for stability and comfort. You don't let others in because you're afraid, and none of that is important to you? Isn't it important to find happiness? Isn't it important to love yourself? Rose, who I love, is on a planet far away, and she's sick and alone. I look up at the stars knowing she's up there somewhere. But if a cold wind were to blow without my scarf to keep her warm, she could just blow away and disappear forever. And then it would be as if all the stars had suddenly gone out. And that isn't important?
Edward, wait!
Anarchy! Anarchy on you all! Anarchy!
Where are you going? If you leave here right now, you're fired. Get back here! You need me!
The Lost City Prince is a production of Tame Little Fox. The show was created by Jeff Harlow and Andrew Nowak and is inspired by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's novel, The Little Prince. This episode was written, directed, and produced by Jeff Harlow and Andrew Nowak. Associate producers Emily McElprang, Mike Nowak, and Carol Nowak. Original score by Haley Brownell. Additional music by Jeff Harlow, Haley Brownell, and Adam Allison. Sound design and production by Adam Allison. Graphic design by Anna Laurie. In this episode, you heard the voices of Andrew Nowak as Anthony, Jeff Harlow as Edward, Haley Brownell as Kit, Kelly Baskin as Rose, Maura Vincent as Bosslady, and Joshua Manning as King. Join us next week for episode 5, and be sure to subscribe to this podcast in your preferred podcast app. Follow us on social media @Lost City Prince.